So I'm going to teach you this in 3 2-bar segments, okay? The first 2 bars is going to sound like this. Alright, and yeah, we're going to be in what we call the 6th finger position for this segment. So your first finger is on fret 6, and all of your others follow on one at a time. So second finger is covering fret 7, third on fret 8, fourth on fret 9. Stick to that, and it's going to make the riff sound a lot smoother. So we're going to start off with 8 with your third finger on the D string, and then it's going to be 9 with your fourth finger on the D string. So you've got these 2 notes. Okay, then after that, you're going to, then with your first finger on the G string, you're going to play fret 6. So yeah, so far we've got these 3 notes. Alright, and then after that, you do the same 3 notes again, but you add on a 7 on the G string. So let me play this so far. We got this. Okay, but then after that, we're going to use your fourth finger on the D string on fret 9, and we're going to go from there now. And we're going to go 9, and then 6 on the G string, 7 on the G string, and then 9 on the G. So you've got this. 9, 6, 7, 9. All right, why don't we put it all together from the start? Now at this point, we got to put our second finger on the 7th fret of the B string, and we're going to do a hammer on and pull off from 8 back to 7. So we're going to pick the 7, hammer your third finger down, and then straight away pull it back off. So it's quite quick. Some people call this a flick when you just do this. So 7, 8, 7. And then once you've done that, it's going to go 9 on the G string, 7 on the G, and then 6 on the G. So if I go from the flick, we're going to do this. And now why don't we play that whole first 2 bars, so the first little segment we're looking at here, and I'll play it slowly. So. So here's the next 2-bar segment. We're going to this time start on fret 9 of the D string with your fourth finger. We're going to play that. But then we're going to play 6 on the G string and then 7 on the G. So those first 3 notes. Then again, it's going to play those previous 3 notes again. So 9, 6, 7. But then 9 on the G string as well. Okay, so far we've got this. Alright, then after that, we're going to go back to the 6 on the G string. And go from there, we're going to go 6, 7, 9. So why don't I put it all together up to there, so like this. Now the important bit here, this is how I play it anyway, I shift up a finger position, okay, up into finger position 7. So yeah, so we were in 6, just shift all those fingers up. So now I'm going to use my first finger to play this 7 on the B string. So we're going to play that 7 on the B, and then we're going to do a hammer on and pull off. So another flick, this time with your first and second fingers. But then here, and this is why I like to move into this position, we can reach this 10 with the fourth finger on the G string. So we're going to hit 10, back to 7 on the B, and then back to that 10 on the G. So if I go from that 7 on the B string, it's this. Why don't I put all of that second segment together? So I'm going from fret 9 on the D string, and I'm doing this. Now this next part is going to sound like this. Okay, so I'm going to start on my first finger here on fret 7, but you'll notice that I'm actually kind of barring it across the D, G and B strings. So I'm flattening my first finger across those 3 strings because we need to do 7 on the B, 7 on the G and 7 on the D. It goes down like that. So it's best to do that with your first finger like this. However, what I am doing is something called a roll. I'm rolling my finger down. So as you can see, when I'm playing this first note, the kind of like this part of my knuckle is pushing down and the tip is a little bit raised up, just so I don't hear the other notes come through. And I'm going to play that note that I'm holding down. But when I go on to the next one, I'm going to really try to roll my finger so that knuckle comes up a little bit. So the note on the G is still held down, but this B is muted, so you don't hear them ring into each other too much. So it's going to be this. And when I do the one on the D string, same kind of thing. I just curl my finger even more. So that is what you've got to try and do. Okay, if you can't do that for now, you can just hold the bar. But you can hear the notes kind of ring into each other a bit too much. So anyway, we're going to go through those notes: 7 on B, 7 on G, 7 on D. Then we're going to play with your third finger, the 9th fret of the A string. And then we're going to come back the other way. And again, try and roll your fingers if you can. So 7, 7, 7 on the D, G and B strings. So what you've got is this. Alright, as soon as you've done that, we're now going to play the 9th fret of the B string, but we're going to bend it up and down. Okay. It's only a half bend, which means we're kind of aiming for that 1 fret up, that note, that note on the 10th fret, the A note. And we've got to bend it up and down. So if we add that bend up and down, remember to use 2 fingers on the bend. So you play that note and then you bend it up and down. All right, I'll do that one more time because it's a little tricky. I'll do it a bit slower. Alright, now the next bit is going to go back to the 7th fret of the B string. Then again you're going to use that 4th finger to play fret 10 of the G. And then you come back to the 7th fret of the B string. But what I do in this case is I actually do another kind of mini bar. I'm barring my finger now across just the B and G strings. Okay, and the reason I'm doing that is because if I go from after the bend, you've got 7, 10, 7, but then another 7 on the G. It just makes it a little bit smoother when you do it that way. As you can see, I'm just rolling my finger down and it's making it sound smooth. So yeah, so I recommend doing that if you can. But then as soon as you've done that, you're actually going to shift back to the 6th finger position. So your first finger is going to be on fret 6 and you're going to play 6 and 7 with your first and second fingers. Alright, so if I go from that 7th fret of the B, we've got that. Okay, now I'll put it all together again, this segment, slowly. Right, so now we've learnt those 3 segments. That is basically all we need to know for the intro. All right, all we got to do now is put them in the correct order, which is basically going to be segment 1, 2, and 3, and then segment 1, 2, and 3 again, and then one more segment 1. That will cover you for the entire intro, and I'm going to play through that now. I want to mention another thing, because this is quite a fast riff when you play it at full speed. I do recommend alternate picking, down, up, and so on, okay? But when you first learn it, by all means do all downs, and then you can introduce that when you start to speed it up. But anyway, here we go. So we've got segment 1. Segment 2. Okay, then back to segment 1. Segment 2. Into 3. And then segment 1. Okay, and then you just finish it off with one extra note on fret 9 of the D string. And that is the entire intro.